All right. Okay, so let's get started. Um, let's see our fingers. So there, we're going to need. Okay, so I'm going to use Visual Studio 2019 and then SQL Server 2014, I guess. So these are the two tools we're going to use. If you don't have this installed, then I think you can get this if you go to if you Google my Visual Studio, Visual Studio 2019. Okay, I think if you come here, yes, you can get a free version from here, from the website to download and install. So the same way for SQL Server 2014 download, you can get some SQL Server 17 and start installing it and then download. So as I said earlier, this course is not for beginners, so I'm even assuming you have these tools installed on your PC. So let's get started. So this is going to be our approach. We will be starting with the normal way of building application as we say. So we are going to create an application in MVC just using the default templates. Then from there, we will take step by step and then now code back and do all the corrections backwards to the state where we will get our repository pattern implemented and also implement our unit of work step by step. So first thing, let's build an MVC project. So Visual Studio 2019, run, good. So create a new project. Okay, so let's select a blank solution first. Let's create a blank solution. C# Windows Web blank solution. Let's go next. And let's call this baby lock down up. Okay, go to create. Good. So now we have our blank solution and we add our application here. What is happening? Okay, so new project. We're going to do an ASP.NET web application.NET, C#.NET Windows, and that's going to be web. We go next. And we call this one lockdown app dot. Let's call this one UI for now. Okay, and we are selecting a framework with 4.7. So we are creating an MVC application, which is MVC good, no authentication, fine. Configure for, you can just take that out. Unit test, we are not doing that for now. So we go create. Oh, my running is slow tonight. My running is slow. Okay, good. So as we can see, we have our usual MVC application, and I'm going to, so we have our controllers, this is the home controller, our models and everything here. If we run this, it's loading, it's quite slow, don't know why. Well, good, good. So these are default templates that we see. We're just going to maintain this for now. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to create a simple application for course and instructor. So instructors take courses or something. Yes, just a simple application, and that is why. So I'll go straight to my SQL server, and then from here I'll create a new database. Okay, I'm going to name this lockdown DB. Add this. Oh, sorry, don't know what I did. Let me try that again. So let's call it lockdown DB. Okay, great. So we go into lockdown DB. Let's create a new table and close this. So I have an ID called data type int is primary key, and then identity. Yes, let's call this instructor name. Let's make it varchar 50 instructor contact varchar. Let's make this like 15, and all this is required. So just a simple table like this called instructor. Call instructor. Good. Then we have a second table called course. So we have an ID for this too, an ID for this. Let's set this, call this course title, varchar required, and then we can have a course code, and we treat some let me just make it maximum 3 or something for this too. Good. Let's name this course. Yes. Now this is the case here now. An instructor can take so many courses. An instructor can take what, so many courses, and so many courses can be taken by an instructor. So there's a many to many relationship that we have here. So what I'll do is, let me just create a branch table here. Let me create a branch table. Let me give it an ID. And so let me set it as an identity. And then, good. Now let's have a course ID here, which is going to be required. And then we have the instructor ID. Perfect. Perfect. So we create a relationship, we add this, and let's name our table first. So let's call this instructor course. So instructor course table. Good. Now let's create a relationship here. So the first one is from the instructor course, from the primary, from the instructor table, we have the ID mapping to the instructor ID on the instructor course table. Then also we have from the course table the ID mapping to the course ID on the instructor course table. We close this, we save. Yes, good. And we close all this. Fine. Let me just refresh this. So I have my three tables here. Let's have a diagram for this and good. So perfect. This is how our DB looks like. This is our DB database. So we have an instructor, we have course, and we have an instructor taking so many courses. So the mapping is here. But an instructor shouldn't take the same course twice. Yes, that is what it means. So an instructor shouldn't take the same course twice, and we would be doing that when we get to the codes side. So perfect. If you have this, as I said earlier on, we are going to implement a database first. So I have my database now. I'm going to create the models in the application that I have created. I'm going to move the models in here and then start whatever work I have to do down here. So let's start. Now, the first thing I want us to look out here is first to separate our connection or our database layer from our UI here. So instead of creating the database entities into this particular project, I'm going to add a different project, new project, which will be just a class library, .NET class library, and .NET class library. That is going to be a library. Yes, this one. Class library, this one. .NET framework class library. And then we go next. Now, I'll name this one lockdown app dot let's call it data access layout, so DAL. That's how I'm going to name it. I click on create. Fine, good. So we have it here. Let me delete this class from here. Perfect. So what we do next is we're going to add our DB entities to this particular project here. So I'll click here, go to add new item. From new item, I'm going to look for data and edu.net entity data model. Let me name this one lockdown model. Good. So entity framework design from database. That is what I've selected. I'll click on next. Now, which database connection am I going to use? I'm going to use this connection, and that is my DB connection. I've changed the name here to lock down entities, save connection strings in app config. Perfect. Click next. With version of entity framework I'm going to use this. Next. And then pluralize or singularize, no, I don't want to do this. And this should be lockdown model. Now when I come here, I'm going to see, well, I'm connecting to a different DB, I guess. So yes, I'm connecting to a different DB. So what we have to do is, let me do a new connection and look for my server. Please wait. This is taking long. This is taking long. This is taking long. Okay, I can cancel this and go here. Come copy my server name from here. Perfect. Good. And go back. Just paste it here. Look for the database. This is our database lockdown DB. We test that connection is fine. Good. We are going to use SQL Server authentication. So you put username and password. Test again. Good. Fine. So okay. Good. So this is our connection. Yes. Include. Go next. Next. Yeah. So let's see what we have here now. So we have our course, our instructor, and our instructor course tables here. We click on finish. It's taking a little time. Let me pause this for now. When it's done, I'll come back. Good. So DB first, we have our entities created here. So this is our course, this is our instructor, and this is our instructor course entity inside here, inside this particular project. So one next, we have to create a reference. We have to create a reference from this project to this project. So come on reference, add reference, so we can be able to use the entities we have over here. So entity, projects, solutions, select lockdown app.dal and click on OK. Good. So now what it means is we have a reference from this UI project into the data access layer project. So whatever entities that have been created here, we can have access to it. But before that, we have to go in here and get our connection string from here and make sure the connection string exists in the UI project too. So when we come here, our connection string should exist here too. Good. Let me check. Yeah, so we have it here, or let's just put it here. So we have our connection here. Perfect. Perfect. So what happens? We are going to create some controllers for this, for accrued for all this we have in here. So let me create a new area here. We want to add an area. Okay, so what we're going to do is inside the controller, we're just going to maintain this. We'll not create any new area, and then we'll add a new controller here. So MVC controller and empty controller. Oh yes, an empty controller, or should we use? Let's use an empty controller and create add. Okay, because we've not built this application very sure, so let's build this. Good. Builders. Perfect. Okay, so far I'm going to pause here, and the next scene we're going to create some controllers here to create some CRUD for the entities we added in this DB. Yes. So we meet next.